Picture this. You've been sick for a few days and need to visit your local doctor's office or hospital to figure out your illness. You wait in the waiting room, fill out endless forms of paperwork, meet with your doctor, and check out. Later that month, you receive a statement that has detailed information about your visit and an amount of money that you are responsible for paying. You probably didn't realize this, but from the moment you scheduled your appointment, you started what's known in the healthcare space as the revenue cycle. The revenue cycle can be defined as all administrative and clinical functions that contribute to the capturing, management, and collection of patient service revenue. Less formally, it is a term that includes the entire life of a patient account from initial creation to the eventual payment. Like any cycle, the processes within the revenue cycle flow into one another and, in a perfect world, the cycle performs predictably. However, we don't live in a perfect world and problems do occur. The revenue cycle starts with the patient scheduling and registration. This step occurs when the patient initially schedules an appointment. If the patient is new to the practice, the patient will have to be registered. Depending on the practice, the patient will either be registered during the appointment or when the patient arrives for the appointment. After scheduling an appointment, the next step is to verify the patient's insurance information and find out if they are eligible. Eligibility is a program that checks to see if a patient currently has insurance coverage and how much the insurance will reimburse the patient for the services they will be receiving. After checking eligibility, the patient arrives to see the provider. Typically, this is a doctor, nurse practitioner, or therapist. During this stage, the patient copay is also collected. The doctor, nurse, or therapist will then document all the services performed, the diagnosis, and prescriptions from the visit during the patient exam documentation phase. In today's world, many medical diagnoses and procedures have a defined universal medical code. The diagnosis from the visit will be transferred by billing staff into these code numbers to make sure that they are chargeable to the patient. After the data is entered, it is ready for submission. In the next step, the claim is double-checked or scrubbed to make sure that all of the information that was entered is correct before submitting it to the insurance company or payer. When all necessary checks and edits are created, the next step in the revenue cycle is the claim submission stage. This stage involves sending all billable fees to the insurance company via a universal claim form for payment. After the form has been submitted for payment to the insurance, they either accept or reject it. If the claim is accepted, it is then posted with the information on how much of the requested money was paid. If the claim is denied, then the reason for the denial is usually given. That denied claim can likely be reworked, resubmitted, and accepted. This process is called denial management. 1 in 10 payments are incorrect and can be very costly to an organization if the claims are not reworked. Next, it's time to send the information back to the patient. After it's been determined that a patient has insurance and their claim has been accepted, a statement is then sent to the patient with all of the information about the visit and how much money that they still owe. After this, it's then up to the patient to pay the amount of money that they still owe. Making sure that there aren't errors during the revenue cycle is very important. The further an error travels through the revenue cycle, the more costly revenue recovery becomes. If you're a practice, hospital, or insurance company, managing the revenue cycle efficiently should be a top priority. If you're a patient, next time you visit your doctor, think about everything that goes into your appointment. It's an impressive process. For more information on the revenue cycle and how to manage its processes, visit www.etacticsinc.com. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the bottom of the channel.